My name is Irina, and I'm a facilitator in Illiminations, Dubai. And I've been over more than a decade now, I've been helping hundreds of clients with management of stress and anxiety. And usually tools that I use is cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnosis, a little bit of neuro-linguistic programming, and family constellation. And I'm going to tell you a little bit secret here, right? 10 days ago, I was contacted by Illiminations. They've sent me the email about the series of seminars, this online seminars on Zoom, and they've requested me if I was interested to do it or not. And for all of those that I can see who have been participating in my training programs, know me really well, and they know how much stress and anxiety that could cause me. Because this is my first time. Today is my first time I'm on Zoom. I had no idea till last evening how to do it. So thank you, Pia. If you are listening to me, you have been a great help. So Pia has trained me how to use the Zoom. And 10 days ago, I didn't know how to create PowerPoint, however funny it might sound. In fact, when I was given the PowerPoint by the company, ready-made PowerPoint to use in my trainings, I always would tell my participants that if you like PowerPoint, I can email it to you. You go at home, you know, through the slides. And if there is any confusion, then we are going to discuss it. But I would just refuse to use PowerPoint in my trainings. So I belong to that old school, you know, white board and markers, and situation has changed so much that we have to take this opportunity and learn new approaches to communicate to people and do this kind of seminars. So I was very stressed, I would say, and I had a lot of anxiety. Now, today I'm going to demonstrate and teach you the tool which is extremely powerful, very helpful, and brings anxiety instantly. So this is not a tool that you need to practice, unlike some other tools that I've been sharing during these seminars, because I've been doing these seminars at Illiminations pretty often. But unlike those tools, this is the tool which immediately brings anxiety down. So it's not that you need to learn and then master and become good at it, and then it gives you the results. For example, mindfulness. We know that if you learn mindfulness and you do it today, it's not going to give you the results today, because probably it will be difficult for you in the first day to actually be mindful. Yeah, it's a practice, it's a repetition that is required. Anyways, so here I am. I've created my first PowerPoint, and now I have to figure out how am I going to share it with you. So give me a moment and let's try. This is how I'm going to do this. And this is the first slide. And wait a minute. I need to go here. Okay. All right. So before I give you now this tool and how it works, and I demonstrate it, do I know all of you know what is stress, and all of you know what is anxiety? And there are chances that since you are in the seminar, either you or your loved ones are facing stress and anxiety, and you would want to know how to manage it. However, I still want to, you know, again, go back to some holistic understanding of what actually stress is and what anxiety is. Now, when we say stress, automatically our gesture is just like this man on my slide. Yeah, so I'm so stressed, and one hand or both the hand just goes into your head. So why do we have this gesture? Is stress actually in your head? Now, answer is no. Stress is not in your head. Stress is in the entire physical body. Okay. Stress is a physical entity that can be measured. So there are different kinds of tests. Basically, if you know what is the level of stress hormones in your body, which is cortisol and adrenaline, you would know how stressed you are. Now, point I'm making here is that there could be a situation in your life where you are stressed, which means there is a stress in your body, but you don't know it here. For example, I don't know if any of the smoker is in the seminar right now listening to me, but I've been a smoker for the longest time in my life earlier. So let's understand what happens when smoker has a desire to smoke. And cannot smoke. Let's say you are in a long distance flight and landing is delayed, for example, right? Now you have a desire to smoke. You expected that by 6 o'clock you would smoke, and now there is no situation of smoke. Now you are stressed like this, yeah? Oh my God, I really want to smoke and I can't smoke. So that's the stress. Now let's understand the situation where smoker has a desire to smoke and can smoke, takes up the cigarette and lights up the cigarette. And when you want to smoke and you smoke, you might even feel a little bit relaxed, surprisingly. You know, you feel good. You feel happy that you can smoke now. And certainly you don't consider that you are under stress. However, your body is under tremendous stress because you have just inhaled battery of poison. So stress is not always related to your head, which is related to your thought process. And this is what I wanted to make a note over here. Okay, so stress is a physical entity. It is in your body. It is considered to be a silent killer because it affects every organ, every system of your organs in the body and causes a lot of damage. However, not always you consciously will be aware that you are stressed. Okay. Now let's understand how this stress is created in our body and where does anxiety fit into. So if I'll go to another slide of mine. So holistic understanding to stress and anxiety. Now, we exist on 4 levels of our existence are there basically. It's not only the physical body that we see, but we have a body which we call causal body. Now, causal body is a point from where everything is created, okay? And that's your thoughts. Thoughts have potency to create. Now, not every thought creates. However, can you hear me? Please nod your head. I'm audible. Okay. Not every thought creates, but the thoughts that you focus and you judge certainly has potency to create. So what happens after you have some thought? Let's say tomorrow morning there is a news that COVID-19 has left this planet. Everybody's cured, every patient across the globe, and now economy is going to thrive. This situation, this lockdown is going to be lifted and everything is going to be fine. Certainly, this is a thought that all of us are going to judge as something positive. What we are going to experience instantly is happiness, joy, celebration, victory, right? Relief. Where are we experiencing this? This is experienced in your astral body, which is your emotions, okay? And it happens instantly. Now, once you have all those pleasant feelings, what happens at another level, which is your etheric body, is your energy body. Your energy begins to flow smoothly, effortlessly into the system, which is inbuilt in our physical body, like a network, just like veins or arteries and capillaries. The network of meridians that are initiated from our chakras are all over our body that supply the energy to each and every cell in our body. Okay, I don't know if you have heard or maybe experienced the alternative medicine where they use the needles or acupressure, where they press the specific point in the body when there are pains or aches or even the emotional disturbances. What they try to do to access those meridians where they believe there is a blockage of the energy and to kind of disperse that blocked energy. Okay, so thought creates feelings and emotion, and it immediately affects your energy. And then only you see stress inside the body, which has symptoms and behavior. So for example, if our thought was so positive and we felt amazing, pleasant feelings, our energy shifted in our body and our physical body is going to behave and act in a different manner. Simply, we are going to have a smile. So the simple smile is the physical sign of thought that has been judged. right? And if you imagine, for example, the person who has just judged the thought as positive, their physical body and the actions and behavior, and the person who just had a thought which was judged negatively, it's going to be totally different, absolutely different. Now, before I move on, I want to tell you that what I thought, because I didn't want to have the disturbance and the sounds, and I've muted all of you, I want you to note down every question, every doubt, anything that comes up while I speak. And then at the end of the seminar, I do have a frame where we will have question answers, and we are going to be very interactive, okay? So just keep noting down any question that comes to your mind. Now let's understand what happens in times of anxiety when we say that I have tendency to be anxious. Anxiety, since it's a feeling, it's an emotion, it fits into the emotional body, it fits into the astral body. Fear, anxiety, helplessness, hopelessness, all of these feelings, though unpleasant, also fit in your emotional level. However, they are originated from your thought body, okay? And at the level of thought, thoughts are worries. You worry about something. And worry is always future projection. You never worry about the past. You worry about the future based on the wisdom and the knowledge that you have collected from the past, okay? And the worry is going to create anxiety at emotional body. Instantly, energy in your etheric body changes. Get somewhere blocked, is very intense somewhere else. And that creates the symptoms in your physical body of the stress and anxiety. And there are many, many symptoms we all know, from the dryness of the mouth, aches and pains, difficulty in breathing, heart palpitation, indigestion, inability to sleep, etc., etc., etc. So all of those symptoms are symptoms of stress that has been caused by anxiety experienced in the emotional body. Now, if you notice on the slide, even though I didn't know how to make PowerPoint, but these arrows are there, double-edged arrows are there especially because it's not only one vicious circle over there, there are many. At least 5 is what I have demonstrated here. So what happens when thought creates emotions, emotions create thoughts back. Then emotions create the energy shift, and this energy shift creates again the emotion. When you smile, you cannot feel sad. So when you take action in your body, inevitably, this just goes up to the thought and down to the energy. So it's a very complex system, which is unstoppable. The moment it starts, it just works, and it's very, very difficult to kind of stop it. And let's say, even though I've judged the thought negatively, but let me feel happy about it. Doesn't happen, okay? However, the same quality of this being so complex is amazing advantage when we want to manage it, because it means that if we manage to enter at any one level into it, that tool is also going to spread its results at every level, and it's going to multiply. Okay? Now, let's go to the next level. The question is that, can we stop this cycle? Can we decide what to think or not? So do we control what we think, or does thought control us? Now, if you go on Google and do different researches, now here what I've put is the University of Southern California. Their research says that per minute, average human experiences 48.6 thoughts, which is around 70,000 thoughts per day. And there is another research which says that it's not 70,000, it's something around 12,000 to 50,000 thoughts, but it's still a lot. And considering that 80% of these thoughts are negative and 95% are repetitive thoughts, okay? Now, can we actually consciously focus on so many thoughts a day? Impossible, we can't. But problem is that we have tendency to focus on the similar pattern thoughts. And only those thoughts are going to affect us. So for example, if I would have, what did I do? If I would have, you know, told you that, let's say today morning is the news that some Marburg virus has disappeared from the planet and it's not going to come ever again, I doubt if you would have had any emotional follow-up on this thought, because you would not have judged this thought. Probably you have not even heard what this virus is, what are the consequences if somebody is infected. It doesn't matter. So this news, even though it entered your head, will not create that circle, okay? So yes, you cannot control what you are thinking, because no matter where you look these days, whether it's a social media, you call your friends, your loved ones, either it's the jokes about the situation, or it's the seriousness of the situation, but this COVID-19 doesn't leave our space as of now. Okay, so we are not in control of what we are thinking. Then can we cure anxiety then? Let's say at the thought level, we do not have control, but can we cure the anxiety? Can we heal anxiety, or can we eliminate it completely? Is the second question. Now, answer to this is also no. And why? Because anxiety and anger are two apps downloaded in our system before even we are born. Okay, it's a part of our autonomous nervous system and it needs to be there. It's two of those apps that you can never delete from your computer or from your mobile. It's needed, right? It's needed for our survival. Imagine if there's a tiger approaching you and you do not have this app, and you know it's a tiger and you say, wow, amazing, but what is tiger doing here? And it's beautiful and it's cute, or it's mesmerizing, and just before you know it, you have been a dinner or a lunch for that tiger, right? So anxiety is pretty much needed for your survival. So in today's date, we do not have tigers in our lives, but we have other challenging situations. So without this system in it, that when we perceive the danger, we need to be anxious. And when we're anxious, certain amount of hormones are manufactured in our body that allows us to gain the immense strength or agility to fight that particular event, or to run away from the event, we would not survive. So this system is very much needed. However, question here is that how much of it is needed and how appropriately are we using it? Imagine another way of looking at it. So there is a tiger, the anxiety comes up, I manage to run away and go into a safe place. And then never ever leave my safe place again, because there could be another tiger outside. So if I would have kept that stress level and anxiety to the level that I just do not experience life anymore because of the fear of the tiger, and I just say no to everything else in life. Okay, so there are different levels, and we always read and hear that, you know, right amount of anxiety is good anxiety. And so what is the right amount of anxiety is the question. Now, here is the two images that I chose, and the koala is exactly the depiction of the anxiety, which will put you into the home and say, okay, I will never ever venture out because there could be another tiger. It pushes you into avoidance. So in my example, after I received that email, and I was very, very stressed, pretty stressed, I would say. I needed the tools to bring my stress level down. And the downside of it would have been that I would have probably be stressed day one, day two, and then I would have just probably emailed that I can't do this. And that would have ended there. That's the whole point. So a big deal if I don't do the seminar, it doesn't matter. At the end of it, what would have happened is I would have refused from this opportunity, and then I would have sulked. I would have felt as a failure. My self-esteem would have gone down. I would have felt probably worthless. I would have gone into the guilt. It's my fault why I didn't learn. Then I would have said, you know, poor me, why am I born in these times? And I'm not that old. I'm not born in any such times that I can't learn PowerPoint, right? And then I would have been angry at myself. Then I would have been angry at, you know, COVID-19. Then I would have probably find who did it. I would have blamed entire world. So it does not end at the avoidance. That's the whole point. So if it pushes you to avoid situation, it doesn't end. There are a hell lot of other psychological issues that will start happening, and it will definitely not promote any health, whether mental or physical or emotional. Now, another side of this anxiety, of this right amount of anxiety, is that yes, you are scared, you are anxious because you have been pushed out of your comfort zone. This is something new, you don't know how to do it, and now you need to take action. Okay, and action is that you need to understand what skills do you require, how to learn those skills, and go out and do it. So right amount of anxiety motivates you. Motivation is a fear-based. So you are scared, hence you are motivated to go ahead and do it. Okay, and probably my next seminar, which is on 18th and then on 21st, I could be inspired to do it because I'm already pretty enjoying this one. Okay, so I could be inspired. Inspiration is love-based. And yes, if I love doing this, if I love creating my PowerPoint, if I know how to do it, it's pretty easy. So then I could be inspired. So this is what you can create if you manage your stress levels. You cannot eliminate it, you cannot heal or cure it. So this is what we have just learned till now. Before I go now to the steps to manage anxiety, what I would like to do is I want to unmute you guys. Let me see how I can do this. And let's go into, oh, you can unmute yourselves?
Yes, we can unmute.
Oh, lovely, amazing, amazing. Okay.
We can do.
So amazing. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Oh my God, hi.
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 So go ahead. If you have any questions till now what I spoke, you can ask me. Was there anything that was confusing or?
Yes. Hi. Good afternoon, Erika. This is Ilham speaking.
Yes. Hi, Erika.
Yeah. I am a person who is suffering from anxiety.
Okay.
I'm under medication like 1 year and something. So when it comes this time, it was very, I didn't accept the fact that not to go out. I should go out, I should live my life. Even I didn't work, I stopped my work end of February. So I came back to my sport, to my social life, slowly to get back from this anxiety. And now, like for 1 month, I didn't go out, but sometimes I have this problem of anxiety. It's like sometimes I don't realize that we are like in jail. We cannot do what we did before, and I try to manage it because I did some session of therapy of counseling, but I still need. Sometimes I have this fear, this panic. Not panic attack. I don't have it very high, but I have this fear, and I want to know the way how to manage it, how to make me feel secure and safe. It means psychologically, not the things to do. It means I try to cook, to do some sport, to follow for example, to do some seminars on the net. But how to make you secure and to calm yourself, to relax yourself, like. Thoughts or talking to yourself, how to make yourself more peaceful and more safe.
Okay.
Because we are not in safety. I feel that I'm not in safety. It's like I'm not in my comfort zone. I am
Okay.
lost. This is my question. Thank you,
Okay.
Erika.
Erica, probably this is the first time that globally none of us are in our comfort zone. Okay. Yeah. This is the first time that all of us, entire nations, have come to the same level where all of us are facing the same so-called enemy, and none of us are in this safe zone. Now, you want to know how to manage it, I understand, and that's exactly what the seminar is about. I've, kind of created this model of self-therapy,
Yes.
which I'm going to share with you today, because times are such that you need instant results. Okay, this is not the time to sit down. Of course, it's always the time to learn mindfulness. There is nothing like it. Okay, however, it requires time, and we do not have time right now. We are anxious right now, all of us, and we need to manage. Yeah. So hence the tool that I'm teaching today is such that it is going to give you the results instantaneously as soon as you do it. It hardly takes probably half an hour, but you are going to manage your stress and your anxiety for sure. Okay. Now, here it's a very important thing, and thank you for your question, that I must mention. There is a condition that doctors call generalized anxiety disorder.
Yeah,
okay?
This is what I have.
Yeah. Generalized, even though I believe I belong to the school of thoughts which says that there is no disorder, at least mental. Every disorder is a thought disorder. If there was different thought in your mind, you won't experience generalized anxiety disorder. But let me tell you what it is for all of you who don't know. It's a extreme continuous state of anxiety. See, here we know that there is a COVID and that makes me anxious. There is a seminar I have to do, don't know how, that makes me anxious. My son didn't answer the call, that makes me anxious. Now, when you're a generalized anxiety disorder state, what happens is that you are searching what to worry about.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
So my mother has that tendency, and my boys sometimes, they laugh. Okay, so do you have something to worry today, or can we give you? Okay, so they laugh with her, they joke with her sometimes, because anxiety levels are so high. It's now circle is opposite, because elevated of these hormones are high. That gives you a certain sensations in the body. It gives you the feeling, and then you are manufacturing, or rather you are focused out of this 12,000 or 70,000 thoughts that suit your state. You are picking up. It's like you are entering into this mall of thoughts, and you will only focus. You know how you go and shop in Carrefour? More than half of the products, you don't even know what they have. You only know your products, and when it's over, you will know. And you will say, can you please have this? You will know exactly the flavors of coffee they don't have anymore, or the new flavors they have. If you are not a coffee lover, you would never know there's a coffee. You don't even know how it's branded. Okay, so this is what happens in generalized anxiety disorder, and it's a serious state. It requires medication. Please not at any moment stop the medication on your own. You can go free of medication, but only with your doctor. It needs to be tapered differently, okay? Even when it is introduced to you, it's introduced at the low dose, and slowly it increases. And when you taper it out, you have to do the same with the help of the doctor. However, again, I'm saying the tool that I'm going to share today with you is going to help you.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, why this tool is going to help you, I'll tell you, because we said that we are operating on 4 levels of existence, which is your causal body, astral, etheric, and physical body. And if you use, let's say, one tool which is only for the thought, it still is going to help. However, it will take much time than if you introduce in 2 areas. It will take even shorter time if you introduce in 3 areas. And if you use the tools for each and every part of you, your thoughts, your physical body, your emotional body, it's going to work much faster. That's why I say this tool gives you the results. However, it requires longer therapy. It requires a lot of changes in your life if you are suffering from this condition. And I want you to know that it's not the label. You basically have thought disorder. You buy wrong thoughts. When you go to shop, You are picking up on the wrong ones. If you learn which are the right ones, this will go away. Okay?
Yes.
Please do not stop medication at any point. Any other question?
Hi, Irina. It's Nasheen.
Yes, Nasheen.
I just wanted to ask, like in general, like, I'm sorry, I know what the seminar is about, but I just wanted to know that in terms of us sort of doing meditation, are there any other things that you could mention in regards to like other techniques that we could possibly do at home? Like I'm a very early stage beginner in meditation to learn, you know, learning about chakras, and also I'm also getting into tapping. I don't know if that's something that you could.
So what we are going to do today
advise.
is really about tapping.
Yeah.
And that's amazing. What you could do, are you asking me on your journey usually, or is it for the anxiety?
Not necessarily anxiety as such, but, you know, I think just generally, you know, we get so sort of taken or overwhelmed with so many things.
I understand. I understand. The best tools that you can always have is self-hypnosis and mindfulness meditation, which is very similar to each other in terms of practice. So that's the two best tools which will require you to master it. You need to be consistent every day with both of this, and it's going to give you amazing results. One of the best results in times of you know, something good or something bad, doesn't matter. If you want to create more confidence, more health, more whatever, attitude, more behavior, you can do that. If you want to eliminate something that you don't want to do, you can do that. So these two tools, which is self-hypnosis meditation, is amazing.
Self-hypnosis, great, okay.
Yes,
thank you.
And you need to do it consistently. You cannot just do it once in a week or twice in a week. That doesn't give you a result. It's just waste of time.
I'll look into that, self-hypnosis, thank you.
Yeah, okay. But the tool today is only used when you are, let's say, anxious from the anxiety perspective. Anything else?
I understand.
Hi, Irina.
Hi.
Julia here.
Julia.
Hi, hope you are well.
I'm good.
I just want to thank you for doing this, but at the same time, I will apologize because we have a support group with Nirja. We'll check out the recordings tomorrow. Thank you so much for this.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
Thank you. Anyone else has any question?
Irina, hi.
Yes, hi, Hina. Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? You look so good. I just want you to know you're really kicking ass at this. So this
thank you so much.
Definitely.
That's the feedback that I wanted.
This is meant for you. You look so beautiful and glowy, and you're doing an amazing job. I want you to know that.
Thank you, Hina. I appreciate it.
And kudos to you. I can't believe this is just the first time. It doesn't seem like the first time.
It is.
It's beautiful.
Should we continue?
Thank you. Sure.
All right. So then just mute yourselves, and I step into now tool, what you need to do. So I'll take you here. I put it like this. It's so cool. Okay, steps to manage anxiety. Now, I have created this 4 steps. It's extremely simple. It's not only 4 steps though, but we start at this, okay? So step number 1 is to focus on kinesthetic sensations in your body and write them down. Write down all the sensations. Now, what the sensations means, when you are anxious and you do have sensations in your body, as in, you know, discomfort in your belly, or sweaty palms, or, you know, heaviness in the chest, whatever sensations are there, you just write it down. You can write it down. You can type it down, however you like. Sensations that create that discomfort, okay? Step 2 is pretty simple. You are going to take a scale, imaginary scale, and evaluate it from 0 to 10. What you are evaluating is the discomfort all those sensations are creating for you. Highest is 10, and no discomfort is 0. Now, step 3 is to do the same thing, but for your emotional body right now. Focus on your feelings that you are experiencing. You can say, I'm really scared and I'm lost and I'm confused and I'm anxious and I'm helpless and I'm hopeless and whatever feelings you have, write down all of them. And step 4 is just like step 3. You are going to evaluate the discomfort these feelings give you from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest. Okay, so I have a next slide over here, which is like an example. So there's a physical sensations, there are feelings, you have scales, and you have one number over here, you have another number over here. The next what you do is you take your hand, any hand, left, right, does not matter. And this is a karate chop. This part of the hand is called karate chop, okay? Now, why it is called karate chop is, we all know how karatests break huge stones or wooden logs with this part of the hand. And almost all of them are not really heavy body build. So how they do it, it's not the hand that breaks it, it's the energy that they can bring into one area. It's a focused energy like a laser, because there are lots of meridian endings at this part. And they have ability, they've trained their mind to withdraw energy from everywhere else and put it only in one particular hand, and hence they can achieve something that we can't. Okay, so we are going to utilize this karate point. We are going to rub. You can tap it also, but rubbing is much more effective. You can try both and see what works for you. So you are going to rub this, and now you are going to read the sentence that I have written down here. And sentence goes like this. You say, even though I have, and you begin to state all those sensations that you wrote down. So you can read it from there if you want. So even though I have heaviness in my chest and my throat is dry and I have tingling sensations in my legs and I have headache and I'm anxious and scared when it is going to be over and I feel stuck or helpless or whatever feelings are, all of them you are going to say, yet I choose to heal and integrate that part of me, love and accept myself deeply and completely. Even though I have heaviness in my chest, and you go and repeat the sentence 3 times, okay? Like a protocol. You just read everything that you wrote down about the sensations in your body and about the feelings that you are experiencing. Rubbing this part of your hand 3 times. And then you place your hands on your thymus. Now, where is the thymus? Thymus is not in the middle of the chest. It's not on your throat. It's somewhere in between. And when you place your hands, don't place it very softly. This needs to be pressed. Okay? You need to feel. You don't be very harsh so that you know you have a stress in your shoulders. No, but it needs to be felt that you have pressed it. Now you start breathing through your nostrils. Inhale, and you exhale through your mouth. You exhale as if you are blowing into a balloon. Okay, don't do, some people do that. No, you have to blow into balloon. But the key point here is the 2 things you need to remember. Number 1, don't do abrupt breath, like a really harsh one, like don't do this. Remember, we are bringing our anxiety levels down. There are a lot of different breathing processes in a yoga, in pranayama, which require doing this. However, when we do this deep cleansing breath, we need to be very gentle and extremely natural. So because now you're focused on your breath might seem to be deeper or longer, but it should be just a normal breath. how you were breathing before, okay? Naturally, without any stress, and then breathing out. So one point is this, that you need to be very gentle, natural. Point number 2 is you need to always breathe out a little longer than your inhalation. So I don't want you to count your, inhalation, exhalation. Again, there are some techniques where you inhale for 5, for example, then hold, then exhale. I don't want you to apply any stress on your mind of counting now your breath. It's very natural. So if you have inhaled, whatever time inhalation took, exhalation will take just a little bit longer. Even if it's just 1 second longer, that's okay. Okay, so these 2 points. So we have done this 3 times. Physical sensation we have stated, emotional sensation, feelings we have stated. Then we have done 7 deep lung filling breaths. Now and the tendency is when you are doing the breathing, tendency usually is that you will close your eyes. But if you don't, that's also absolutely fine. Now I want you to go back to your list and check out, is there any sensation that is not there anymore or is less uncomfortable? And then check out your feelings. What happened to your feelings? Okay? That would be now reevaluating what you have stated first. And again, assign a new number from 0 to 10. And begin all over again from rubbing karate chop with loudly stating your statements. Now, the second time over, don't say the sensations if it's gone. Let's say my discomfort in my belly is not there anymore. So I'm not going to mention it again. I will mention whatever else is left over, okay? And I'm going to say, even though I'm still experiencing heaviness in my chest, and I still have my headache, and I feel scared, or I feel, yet I choose to heal and integrate that part of me and love and accept myself deeply and completely. 3 times the new sentence, again, 7 times the breath. You need to do this rounds until your discomfort at physical level and emotional level does not come to 0 or 1. Okay, let's say if you have started at 8, because see, scales are very individual, it's very subjective. It's your subjective units of disturbance. So for example, Nisha's 8 might be very high compared to my 8. And if Nisha manages to come from 8 to 5, she's going to feel already really relieved compared to Hina's, for example. Let's say Hina wants to come down to 2 to be comfortable. So it's not about the numbers here, it's about how I feel, but the mind perceives the progress with numbers. Hence, we need to convert it into the numbers, okay? I'm going to repeat it if anything is confusing. Again, we will go back into a question answer mode. Let me just go till the end. So you are repeating, tapping karate chop, repeating the sentences 3 times, 7 deep lung filling breaths. And at the end of it, only at the end of it, you are going to produce your personal movie. Now, producing personal movie is about writing down the outcome of the situation that you would love to experience. Now, you might think that outcome of the situation is that tomorrow I actually want the news that, you know, this virus is no more there and curfew is lifted up and we are free, we can go back to work and enjoy our lives and meet our loved ones. And but it's impossible. You will say it's impossible. It doesn't matter whether it's possible or impossible, okay? Whatever you remember that anxiety is created not only by the situation we are in, but by the consequences that your mind is creating in your head as a film. And it's not one series. It's like a Netflix series, you know, once you start watching, it's never ending. So it's a possible outcome, the consequence, which is catastrophic, which is horrible, that your mind very quickly creates in your head. That is what is creating that anxiety. And yes, I agree that the positive outcome also has the possibility of 50-50, because whatever you are imagining, the worst has probability or potency to be there, but only 50%. Another 50 is that it could be different. So what we are doing here is, we are not saying that whatever we are going to imagine, that is going to happen. I don't even want to go there and start about law of attraction and this and that. Not required. Always focus what's your intention of doing it. Your intention of doing it is to bring anxiety levels to the level which is required for you to be motivated to go out of your comfort zone. And that's the focus. So we create the outcome that we want to, then we think of what kind of feeling do I want to have? What is it that I want to experience emotionally? And when you create this film, I want you to dub it loudly. Now, dubbing the film in reality is that when they have this visual art, which is the film, then if audio is not that clear or not to that quality, they are going to create another audio file where they will what you call the map the lip movements of the character, and you are going to dub it, right? And then audio is also clear. What I mean by dubbing here is that I'm going to state it out loud to myself, saying it loudly. So for example, what I did when I experienced my stress and anxiety, I just said, I closed my eyes and I said, look, my seminar is flawless. They are able to hear me. They're able to see me. I'm managing, I've already created the PowerPoint. I've learned how to do it. I pretty much enjoy it. I want to enjoy. This is my feeling that I choose while creating my PowerPoints, and I want to enjoy it. I want to be joyous, excited, and happy. And then I create the film and I'm seeing it, or I'm experiencing it, that I'm already leading the seminar. Everything is pretty smooth. I get the beautiful feedback from Hina, and this is how I'm feeling. And I'm saying it out loud exactly how I'm doing it right now to you. So you need to loudly talk to yourself. Okay? So that kind of a movie is what you are going to create. It immediately changes your anxiety levels. Instantly. Doesn't require more than, let's say, 10 to 15 minutes. Like probably 4 or 5 rounds would be enough of EFT, this emotional freedom technique. Now, one more thing I want to say here, that this part of the technique, which is the tapping, like Nosheen has told me that she's right now learning it. If you go to Freedom Emo or emofreedom.com, it's a Dr. Greg, who is the creator of emotional freedom technique, right? You can go there and you can learn. There are different tapping points. So what we have demonstrated here, what I've shared with you, is a kind of short version, but it's very, very effective. So you are most welcome to go onto that website and go through the videos and see what are the different meridian lines and how you can tap it here, you can tap it here, here. So there are different points. I don't want to go into that. We don't have that much time in 1 hour seminar. However, I would definitely want you to use this version and see what results you will get. And please do send the feedback. And now you can unmute yourself. And let's understand in depth, if you want, why do we do each step here and how does it help scientifically, yeah, if you want to understand. So unmute yourselves and let's see. Hi, Irina. Hi, Hamra. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Well done. It's a great seminar, and you've had me right from the beginning. Absolutely fascinated by what you're sharing. So the question that I have regarding the techniques is a little bit more about the karate chop. Yeah. So what I'm trying to understand in a scientific way is, what is the message that it's sending your body? What's the programming that's taking place behind the rubbing of the hand?
Yes, I'll tell you. See, when we are doing this, we are activating those endings of the meridians, which is the energy carrier in your body, energy channels. And when you are emotionally disturbed, because remember, anxiety and the fear it affect your emotional body, and then it blocks energy in your body, somewhere or the other. Okay. And most of the meridian endings are at this area. Of course, if you go and do the full version of emotional freedom technique, there are many main meridians that you keep tapping. If you go onto that website, emofree.com, I guess, you tap the main meridians over there, because the mostly main meridians are affected. And then if big channel of the energy is blocked, of course, it can't, metaphorically I'm talking, it can't kind of allow the energy to go to where it needs to go. So what you are doing is you are rubbing those energy points, and simultaneously you are verbally confirming that even though I am anxious, if you go back to your family constellation times, when we say that when you step into the space and say, oh, I'm confused, confusion goes away. So what is required is that it's kind of a vaccination magic over here. You know, you are accepting what is wrong here. What troubles me is anxiety, and I'm saying I'm troubled by the anxiety, and you are tapping those meridians, and energy disperses. That block just moves away at the energy level. Okay. And then through the breathing, the respiration changes your physiology. You are breathing it out, and the timers, why do we press it? Because the main meridian goes here on this line. So you kind of press it. You can even do this instead of pressing. You can do this. So that's why we are using this area to kind of rub and activate for the energy to start moving.
Okay.
It's an emotional acupressure. So kind of acupressure, kind of needling. We are doing rubbing. And it's amazing with not only anxiety. Today I'm utilizing it for the anxiety. It's amazing for pain, physical pain. So if you have a headache or stomach ache or any ache whatsoever, and you start saying, so even though I have this excruciating pain or throbbing pain, and you just name the pain, how you are experiencing it in your body, yet I choose to love and accept that part of me and start breathing, your pain is lesser and lesser with each round. And of course, you never bring it to zero, because that's dangerous. You never want to completely eliminate the pain, because pain is a communication of the body to pay attention right now. But yes, you can manage your pain. An amazing tool to manage any discomfort in your body.
Okay. Thank you.
And please do read that on that website, the information, and we don't have enough time. So you can understand, and you can get back to me. Sorry?
Yes, Irina, I have one question. Thank you so much for your excellent presentation.
Who is
very Siham. I never meet you, but I hope to keep in touch, because really I like your way to present and to explain. Yeah, for me, I have many experience with therapy, with counselor, because I have this problem of depression, anxiety from like 10 years now. And I like the way you are talking, and thank you so much. I like the way you are explaining, and I never heard about these two two methods that you explained to us. I have one question. It was okay. I tried with you. It was okay. But my question, if in the case of a person which has who has a higher level of anxiety, do you think that it will take more time to have an effect on the person, or how to make it more effective for me, for example?
Okay. I'll explain to you.
Yeah.
Now, see, this tool is like a Panadol. Okay, so you have a great discomfort and you do this tool and it goes away. Now, what happens in generalized anxiety disorder, which is like a long issue, it has been there forever and it's grandiose in its intensity and in its longevity to explain it better. What happens is, how to explain it better, just give me a moment. There are many things that needs to shift there. So there is a for example, if you have this anxiety that you can be constantly anxious about something, okay? Now, I cannot do it. You are extremely successful at doing it. Let's say I really want to do what you do. I'm going to ask you, can you please teach me how to be generally anxious? And you will be the best teacher to teach me how to do it. So you will tell me, probably you don't know right now, but as I'm asking, you are probably asking yourself, how the hell do I do it?
Yeah,
so I will tell you, okay, so can you tell me, like, you wake up and what you do? Do you get up immediately? Do you drink your coffee, or do you think about what a shitty day today? Or what is it that goes on in your head? And I'm going to write down like a protocol how to generate generalized anxiety disorder. And trust me, if I do all the steps what you do, I'm going to feel the same.
Yes.
Okay. And so, which means you are very successful at doing what you are doing. Now, if you need to learn how to be peaceful, you need to go and ask probably the Buddhist monk who does all day long being peaceful. How does he do it? And create the protocol of the peacefulness and follow the steps, and trust me, you will do it. Okay? So when you have this condition, this movement that you have done, this protocol has to change. For protocol to change, first we need to understand what you do. So if you have this condition and someone else has this condition, your protocols will not be same. So there is not only one way of baking the cake. There are thousands of recipes. Some good, some bad, some just amazing. So you have your own recipe. Somebody else with the same condition has some different recipe. Okay? So in your case, this tool is amazing, like a painkiller. Of course, the more you do, less anxious you are going to feel in any given situation, but we still need to understand what's your protocol and change it. Hence, you will require a little bit intervention, therapeutic intervention. So that's the metaphorically at best that I could explain to you.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you so much. Excellent explanation. Yeah, keep in touch, Irina. Keep in touch. I talk to you later. Okay? Yeah.
Sure. And there is one more secret now, guys, that I have to share with you. And here it comes. So my anxiety levels were so high. In Georgia, it's a lockdown, right? It's a curfew. Like, you can't go out. Everything is closed. Pretty much like in Dubai. All shops are closed. But yesterday, even though my PowerPoint was ready and everything was ready, see what I managed to do.
There's a whiteboard.
This is the whiteboard. There are abundance of markers. I found someone through my friend who owns the stationery shop. I begged, requested to open it. It was quite risky. She did it. And I went before curfew time, like 9 o'clock, you can't go out. I went and I got it. Okay. I said, okay, just in case. So I've utilized all kinds of energy in this lockdown period. I've maintained that amount of anxiety still. So it's crucial to know how much is okay, and do not take it out. Do not take it out. Sometimes you need to be motivated.
Irina, is that similar? It's Hamira again. Is that similar to when, you know, some people, they thrive under pressure, right? So when there's a deadline, they know there's a deadline coming up and they don't do anything. And then literally 2 days or 3 days for the deadline, they are on it. You know, they're working really hard.
Amazing question. Excellent question. Yeah. Now see, what is the difference? Humira, difference is that, does that stress me and do I compromise my health? It's not about whether you create it or not. It's about the journey also, right? If I'm going to be shaky and breathless, if I wouldn't have done it like till yesterday, and let's say that yesterday I did all of this, right? Which is not the case, of course. And you could judge my PowerPoint. It wasn't done in one day, considering I didn't know ABCD of it. But then that's very stressful. The experience is not enjoyable, right? They are drained. Their physical body, it's a silent killer. So that kind of amount of stress is not okay. It's not okay. I'm saying you need to have a little bit of anxiety, so you do something that you otherwise wouldn't do. You don't like to do it. That anxiety is fine, but it is a silent killer. There's no doubt about that. So we don't have to put ourselves up to the level. Yes, if you have been provoked to that level, then you are a superwoman. You are going to do something that nobody could do in, 1 or 2 hours. But that's not the point to be there all the time. Yes, sometimes it's needed. But if that becomes your way of living, if that's your protocol, then that's not healthy. And I've not seen anyone who actually enjoys it. There are a lot of people thriving on stress, but it's not enjoyable. None of them say that, oh, I really love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Hi, Irina, Wajia here. I have a question.
Yes, hi.
Okay, so for example, there's something that I've been wanting to discuss. For example, I will doing this because that's definitely the inability to discuss it is what's making me really, really anxious. So my question is, will EFT help me to actually become vocal or discuss it? Along with, obviously, if it's going to reduce my anxiety, I'm guessing it's going to help me speak about it. But I don't know if this is a great question, but I just wanted to get your thoughts on it.
Okay, so if I've understood correctly, is discussion, you mean facing people?
Yes, yes,
Talking to people gives you anxiety.
Yeah, confrontation or just discussing a particular situation.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay, I got it. So here again, the first point where we started is this anxiety right amount of anxiety? So for example, do I avoid situations? Do I say I don't want to meet those people because I'm anxious? Then it's not the right amount of anxiety. Okay, but if the anxiety, right amount means that it's not helpful. But if the anxiety is so much that it motivates you to go and enroll in some groups or do seminars like this or read books or watch YouTube videos and then learn and study and understand what is that block that doesn't allow you to enjoy conversations, or motivates you even to go to the therapy if therapy is required. I don't know, and I'm not suggesting here that therapy is required, but doing something about it and growing through it, then that much anxiety we need to keep. So what I'm trying to say is that don't use this to the level where you say, I don't care now. This can help you to bring your anxiety down to the level either that you can talk to them and face whatever needs to be faced, or to motivate you to go and learn how to do it. If it's a skill-based, do you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about the skill, and sometimes it's about emotional block. Oh my God, they're going to judge me. Or what if I say something according me stupid and they're going to laugh at me. Now, these are not skill-based hesitations. I genuinely didn't have the skill, right? That's different. If we are talking about emotional blocks, then it will help you to just go out there and seek the situations where you can talk to them.
Right. Okay, perfect.
And overcome. So this is amazing for specifically type of situations that you have just asked me.
Okay, great. Yeah, that answers my question. Thank you very much.
Yeah, welcome. So now I have my whiteboard and I can do my trainings. And that's the most amazing thing. Yes, who is here?
I was just thinking that
Sure.
now you can do it.
Yes, yes.
Because this whole situation, even though it was a substitute for what you were originally wanted to do, somehow this will also help. So you just proved your own point.
Of course it does.
Also, I just wanted to request, I missed the 4th point on the controlling of the anxiousness. You said step 1 was the kinesthetic sensations and to write them down.
And then emotional feelings.
Write them down and then also scale them. The 4th part is to scale them.
Yes, here it is.
Scale those.
You scale both of them. You have physical sensation scale and you have emotional feeling scale.
Okay. And the next slide that you had a bunch of the sensations, right?
No, the next slide is so
emotional freedom.
EFT. You do EFT on both of this together.
Okay.
And then,
together, right? Yeah.
Yes. And once this energy is down, only then you create. Because when you are anxious, what happens? Actually, what happens? Your rational
thoughts will get, your rational mind cannot think because your
so from that
frontal
space,
cortex
what
doesn't
you
work.
can imagine, from that space, what you can imagine is not great. It doesn't work. The power of imagination doesn't work. It only can imagine what it has been imagining, ongoing negative film inside your head. So once the anxiety level is down, then you can say, okay, so this is the outcome that I want to achieve. This is how I would like to feel.
Okay.
Now, in situations, for example, in situations like what we are going through right now, of course, we can't control. It's not that you need to acquire some skill. It's not that you need to overcome some emotions and situation is changed. These situations where we feel helpless, what we need to focus is a faith. It's a faith that, look, I can't contribute in any way with the fight of COVID. All I can do is sit at home. That was what is suggested to us. Now, how can I create something better for myself? So yes, there is anxiety, but you can only think like that when your anxiety is down. So for creation or for exercising law of attraction or secret or whatever you want to exercise, you cannot be in anxious state.
Yeah, you need to
bring it down, and then you can create your own movie. But just tweak this last bit of dubbing it loudly. Keep talking to yourself loudly. That this is how I'm feeling, and this is how it has happened.
Can I add something? And I'm not sure if it's relevant here, but I'm just wondering, these feelings of anxiety that we experience, so much of them actually come from what we have learnt growing up.
True.
And so I don't know if it would be helpful to acknowledge that within ourselves, that these are feelings that we have learnt, but these are feelings that we can also unlearn. And I'm not, almost like, I'm not responsible for these initial feelings, but I'm going to manage them, and I'm going to manage them by using the tools that you have just suggested.
Okay, amazing perspective that you brought here. Only the point is, yes, we did learn, and children learn how to deal with stressful situation by observing their parents. And especially in times like this, no matter how much anxious you are, you need to manage it. If you have kids, if you have young people watching you, because they are going to learn exactly the same way how we do it. And when we were kids, we watched our parents, how they dealt with stressful situations and how did they manage their stress. However, only the one point I would have a different opinion here when you said, what if I don't take responsibility that it's my anxiety, but I will manage it? There I don't necessarily agree, because the moment you take responsibility that this is my anxiety,
yeah, sorry,
and will manage it, will give you the results. Even though that you have been subjected to the environment in your childhood, let's assume that you had many siblings along with you and they also were subjected to the same environment. None of you, I mean siblings, will have the same coping mechanisms. So it still goes down to the level that you had your own choice with your own resources to learn how to deal with that stressful situation. So instead of saying, you know what, my father taught me this or my mother taught me this, hence I'm suffering, that's not helpful.
No, I totally agree. And what I was really alluding to is the fact that that was then, but now I am going to take responsibility for how I feel. Yeah. And you know, I can activate these techniques. So yes, sorry, I absolutely accept that.
True. What happens is that anxiety is, as I stated in the beginning of the seminar, is a future focused. You are always anxious about something that is going to happen in the future. Probably if you have experienced this similar situation in the past, you are going to bring those as a evidence. Okay. So in this case, what you can say that at that time, I was just 15. I didn't know so much. I didn't have wisdom. I didn't have experience, but today I am. So that will be helpful. So resources that you had at that age were considerably much less than right now. So that would be helpful to keep reminding yourself that I have much more tools today than I had even a week ago.
But at the same time, Irina, we have more stressful situation. More we have advancing in age, more we have more complicated situations.
There I wouldn't agree. As we grow, we have more adrenaline because of the stress. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. It's all about how you
me. More, ever more, you have more experience, more wisdom in life, but you have more complicated situation, more deceptions in life. In your childhood, you were more protected, more less responsibility, but now it's more, you see what I mean? So
yeah, it's more, maybe you can say for you. If you say for me, this is more now than in my childhood.
Exactly.
But probably somebody else will say it differently. Probably will say my childhood was very stressful and today I'm very grateful. Today I'm enjoying the space I am. So let's not generalize, Everybody doesn't have the same experience. So formula that you are trying to sell us here, that as you age, you are going to be more stressful is not accepted, at least by me.
Yeah. This is the argument of people.
Irina, I have a question. Thanks a lot. It was very, very useful, your seminar. So you mentioned that, I think when somebody spoke, that, you can write down what you feel, and what events, what leads you to be stressful,
No, please. I never said to write down that. In fact, I'm very against of writing them down. I know that there are many different tools and they'll tell you to write down what makes you stressed. Please don't write down what makes you stressed. Only write down what you are sensing in your body. When you are stressed, probably your heart is palpitating really fast. Write down, my heart is Okay? Don't write down that, oh, I'm scared because of COVID. No. Only write down what you are sensing in your body and what you are feeling emotionally. But what for, don't write. Just say I'm scared, I'm anxious. I'm actually, as a humans, we have ability to feel not many emotions. You can probably count on your fingers. So sad, angry, frustrated, you know, excited, happy, joyous. These are the feelings. I feel unloved or I feel unwanted. These are not feelings.
I see. Okay. Yeah.
So only write down the feelings and sensations. And only at the end, when this anxiety is gone and your rational, intelligent mind has ability to switch on, from that mind, I want you to create the possible best outcome. And decide from the menu of emotions, which one would you like to pick? And then dub the movie.
Irina,
Yeah.
just on the same thing, when we say it out loud, do we say it in the future or we say it in the present tense? Because I think present tense.
You say it in the present or in the past.
Yeah.
You say that, oh, my seminar is amazing. I'm feeling this. Everybody can see me. They can hear me. It's smooth. Internet connection is there. I figure out how to share my slides. Period.
Okay.
Okay. Or regarding the COVID, you say that soon this is over. Like any other pandemic in the past. This is how I'm feeling. And then just dub the movie.
Okay.
From
Here we can bring in situations, but not when you're writing it down, right? Because writing it down kind of puts it back in your subconscious.
Don't write anything because you are already thinking it. That's already creates so much a problem. When you write it down, you are reactivating those neural pathways. Don't write it down.
Okay. And but this one we can write down the dubbing movie, so we can just paste it here and there and just keep an eye on it.
Yes, please. Yes, please. You can create the visual boards. You can cut out from the magazines, or I don't know, just print out some pictures. You can create all of that. About the positive, you can create. You can have your vision board. You can dub it. You can talk about it. You can visualize it. You can feel it. Do whatever. Not about the negatives.
Okay. Done. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Irina.
Thank you, Irina.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you not in Dubai?
No, I'm not in Dubai. I'm in Georgia. I managed to come here last week. And yes.
Okay. All right.
Irina.
Yes.
Could we create a group to share our thoughts or on WhatsApp?
Yeah, why not? We can. Certainly we can. We can. But again, somebody has to take responsibility. Something that I don't know how to do it. Neither I have your
on WhatsApp to create. I will
see the best thing would be to share your thoughts. Yeah, fine. Okay.
Yeah, I will. If you want me to create, if you want me to create this group, I can write my phone number, and everyone send me his phone number if you want to join. So we can keep in touch for next session, and we can. I don't know. We can discuss idea. I don't know. What do you think?
I think best way to communicate would be if you can email it to me if there is any question. I'll tell you why, because myself and lot of here, like I see, they have been participated in many seminars, and there are so many groups that me and them are already part of. It's really difficult to manage. So I don't know how useful those groups are. Anytime there is something important and they want to communicate to me, I probably don't even look at it so fast. And you know how it starts. Then we share about the COVID and we share about something. So it just loses its intention, how it is created in the beginning. So what I would suggest is you can have my email, you can email me, you can have my number, you can message me. So then I will know the importance of this communication and I will answer you.
Okay, and what is your, I need you, I want to talk to you in private. What is your phone number? It's in the mail, no?
It will be in the mail, or let me find if there is a chat here somewhere. I can write it on my chat.
Okay.
1 second. Okay, so I'll write. So this is my number on WhatsApp, so you can add this number. Yeah, perfect.
9205.
Okay.
Okay, great. 955. Sorry.
So now I can see all of you who is here. Okay.
So thank you, Irina. Bye. And see you next time.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.